Hiya. Hello.
Let's slide right in there. Welcome to another episode of the Waffle Shop Podcast. I'm Taylor James.
That was a proper radio voice, that was. I'm Luke Evans.
Hi, Luke Evans. I know, I'm not feeling too great.
Yeah, but it's like a really lifetime radio with Taylor James.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
And to be fair, you can thank Shania Twain for that. Let's go, girls. Went to see Shania Twain.
That was
Sunday.
Just gone. And we're Thursday, so...
Yeah, still struggling.
Yeah. Do you
Still
have Monday
struggling.
off?
I had Monday off. Even had like a little spa trip on the Monday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But it
And
wasn't a
you're
spa
still struggling?
trip. It was just like the hotel had a pool.
Oh,
So I
right.
just had a little bit of a relaxation, like a few hours before I checked out the hotel.
God, I'm so jealous of that right now.
Yeah. It was, I think I need it again.
Yeah.
But I think, I wasn't quite right before I went. And then I feel like going to London anyway gets you, I don't know, there's a lot of walking around, it's a lot going on
Yeah.
when you go to London.
Right, so not hyped up, the opposite.
Yeah.
Stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's quite a stressy place to be.
100%.
Yeah. And then if you throw in a mix of alcohol, country music, it's
And
a
your
lot.
mental headspace at
And
the
my
time.
mental headspace at the time. But no, it was good. It was really, really good.
Out of 10?
Do you know what? I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna put it up as a solid 9.
Yeah.
It's not quite a 10, but it was a solid 9.
So when you sent me a little selfie picture, how drunk were you at that point?
Did I? Did I?
You did. I can't remember why we were messaging. Because I actually forgot you were there Sunday, and you sent me a picture back with your cowboy hat on and 2 tinnies in your hand. And
Yeah.
No, it was 1 tinny in your hand.
Yeah.
One little. What were the tinnies?
White Claw.
Oh, that.
So, yeah. So they're White Claw are, for anyone who doesn't know, they're an alcoholic beverage, but it's like sparkling water, and I believe it's vodka. So it's quite a lethal mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't feel like you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
And then you get to a certain point and you're like, and I always have to have 2 in my hand because I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm at a gig. I feel like, because it's either, I don't know, because obviously you're dancing and
Like
stuff.
the finger point in the air. Man, I feel like
Yeah,
a
I
wolf.
don't know. Do you know what though? Speaking of like the little moments,
Sorry.
there was a little bit. So I go to the British Summertime thing every year with my mate. Like it's like our thing we do. Like we went to see Adele a few years ago, and it was just a moment. And we wasn't expecting to have like another moment. We just go in for the sake of going. And she started playing "Still the One," which is quite an emotional song anyway. You know the song?
Yeah.
Still the one I
Yeah.
run to.
Yeah.
And it was just me and my best mate arm around each other, and it's like still the one.
You go to gigs now, and it's all you see is the LED screens.
Yeah.
Taking the videos of which never look as good
No.
afterwards.
No.
Never sound anywhere near as good. So it like begs the question of like, would you rather not take any content of a gig and just enjoy the moment?
And do you ever watch it back? Like all the content these
Not
people
really.
film at gigs, do you ever watch it back?
Not really. The things I watch back are like clips of kids or things that actually like my kids. Give me that weird
Thank you for
face.
confirming that.
Or the things that your iPhone like spits back out as like memories or
Yeah.
whatever. But with gigs, no, and it always sounds trash.
Yeah.
Because you are near the speakers. So
Or
well done
you can
for-
hear your voice,
you're the one
singing,
singing.
yeah.
Which is the
Yeah.
worst thing ever.
but it was a moment.
Well
it was a
done.
moment. It was like she's been through some shit. I've been through some shit, but we went through that shit together.
Your mate.
Yeah.
Or Shania.
No, yeah, me and Shania, we go way back. But I do want to talk about someone who is not having a good time at the moment. Justin Timberlake. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Meme.
Mr. Meme at the moment. Obviously, don't condone this in the slightest. He was found drunk driving and obviously got arrested. But one thing in particular that I find hilarious and something that I'm going to adopt for my own vocabulary is when he was found drunk behind the wheel, he was arrested, and the police officer wasn't of an age to recognise that he just had arrested one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. And Justin's response to being arrested was, "This is going to ruin the world tour."
Yeah.
And I just think, like, what a line. Like, what a line to use. And I just feel like everyone should use that now. Like, minor inconvenience. Stub your toe. This is going to ruin the world tour. Like, spilt your tea. This is going to ruin the tour. Minor inconvenience. Excuse me, have you got any tiger loaf left? No. This is going to ruin the world tour. I just think it's
so fitting.
genius of a line to use with any minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
I've had a few messages about something that we spoke about a few weeks ago.
Your story?
Yes,
Okay.
about the messages I was receiving from that person.
The story continues.
Yeah,
Here we
it continues. And recently, I was announced that I was going to be judging at the British Podcast Awards, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, to be
That's
considered. I'm like, okay, fair play. Like, I'm proud of you, Taylor, for doing that. Like, one of those moments, like, I put it on my story and said person responded to my story saying, could see this coming a mile off. You're great at judging people. And at that point, I was like, do you know what? That's it. Block. Personal, waffle, blocked. I was like, do you know what? And like, I sit in quite a lot on this podcast and say, you know, if certain people or certain things are making you feel a certain way, you remove them. You remove that stress, if you like. And he knows who he is. So if he listens to this, like, that's exactly why I did it, because you didn't respect my boundary. Like, and you've pushed me too far now. So you can do whatever you want with that. But again, what it did do, again, because now I'm reading these books of like self-development about like stress and being like okay with not being liked. I was doing some digging and it was almost like this thing of like becoming the villain in someone's story, or feeling like you're a villain because you've kind of not necessarily acted out of character, but because you've put yourself first, or you're worried about what other people are going to like perceive you as. And I just want to say on record on my show that I'm okay with being the villain in his story because you're a fucking clown in mine. And I'm saying that with my chest. For someone, like, I have spent such a huge part of my life, like, people pleasing, and sorry, that was a.
How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels genuinely really good because this kind of stuff with me has this ability to eat away at me, and like it almost makes me spiral a little bit, feeling like I'm a bad person, like no one likes me, this, that, and the other. And it just kind of I'm just tired of feeling that way. And it's because there's a certain level of like, I'm putting myself in situations where I'm going to feel like that, or I'm dealing with situations because I haven't nipped it in the bud there and then.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a self-respect thing. So it kind of all snapped when that message came through to be like, I'm not judging you in the slightest. There's an element I am judging you, but at the same time, you are not respecting me or my boundaries or anything at all. So if you want to label me the problem, then that's fine, because the problem quite clearly is your lack of awareness to how your behavior or your actions or your words could affect someone else.
Yeah. This is the first time you said all that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
No, it's
My face
because
gone
you
red.
can't really say that. You can't say what you've just said out loud to anyone, really. If you take away the fact that these microphones are here and
This is being-
don't joke, we're in a serious moment.
No, sorry.
We have these microphones to basically get into a deeper chat. You wouldn't share it otherwise. But then when you say it out loud and you say it with chest, which you did, it does feel good.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like it felt good. So well done.
No, thank you.
Really well done.
Thank you.
But I think I guess not successful people, but people who are very self-aware and stuff like that would say what you've done is exactly it's like protect your energy. You've got a little shield around yourself. There's a few people that matter to you that you want to make proud. That person's not one of them. I've got to get better at saying no, like in things that aren't maybe as conflicting as that. Just, I don't have time for everything and everyone, and I can't please everything and everyone, although I used to try. Well done, mate.
Thank
Inspo.
you. Thank you. And to be fair, this goes out to anyone, actually.
I think there'd be a lot of relatable a lot of relatability.
Yeah.
Is that a word? With what you're saying, because I'm sure there's loads of people. On the judgment part, though, I find it quite interesting how judgment triggers differently in different people. We're all judged. Everyone's always judged all the time. But for some people, being judged means like a really bad thing.
Yeah.
Which everyone has a reason in terms of growing up, trauma, whatever, that could relate to that. But yeah, some people take it a bit heavier, and that comment was obviously
I think
out of place.
that's what not necessarily what I struggle with, but it's kind of like I am very, and I'm going to say it, I'm very emotionally intelligent to know that people have been on their own journey. People have very different growing up experience to what I have, but also, and I know, we talk about mental health a lot on this podcast. Mental health is obviously a very serious conversation to have, but also mental health does not give anyone an excuse to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, you can't behave a certain way and be like, that was, because of this, because of that. It's like, that to me isn't an acceptable, like, excuse.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very human thing to behave a certain way. Like, you can't use that mental health card to say, like, the reason why you're treating me like shit is because you're struggling. Like, I get it to a certain degree. You have, traits, you have like past traumas and stuff like that would kind of warrant some of it. But if I've repeatedly told you that your behavior is making me feel a certain way and you're still behaving in said certain way, mental health aside, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, that's such. I reckon that if I poked a few more questions here, I don't know which way it would go. What you're saying is so true, but your podcast obviously being built on.
Should we wrap that bit up there?
No, I want to say this. I don't know how you're going to react to it, but your podcast being built on mental health and what it means to people and people's different journeys within it. But what you're saying is actually very, very important, because mental health should not be used as a shield for being
or a weapon.
And I think in society, I don't want to say that because loads of people who think that they're experts in it, and I'm not. But people will, say things under the umbrella of mental health to cover up the fact that they're just not being very nice.
To be fair, to make it more of a lighter note, a fun fact I found out the other day? Bart Simpson?
Yeah, very well.
The voice of Bart Simpson is a woman. She's Sabrina Carpenter's auntie.
Sabrina Carpenter from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, fuck
Who's
off.
Sabrina Carpenter?
Sabrina Carpenter. Espresso. No, that's not me, espresso. Jesus Christ.
We had this conversation before.
Literally, this is painful.
You actually
that's your first strike.
You actually look like you're really, really disappointed in me.
Everyone knows that song.
I might do, but by name.
Well, I thought it was a really interesting fact that this mega superstar of like a pop star now, her auntie's Bart Simpson.
I didn't know that was a female voice, to be fair.
Well, there
for starters.
Double the lesson for you today.
God, I feel stupid. You normally ask me the question which what's pissed you off this week, but then I don't.
Everything's pissed me off this week.
Yeah,
as you just heard.
I don't know, want to keep being ranty, but I was trying to prepare it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Quite a few things have pissed me off this week. Flight delay, that was one.
Yeah,
2.5 hours. That wasn't great. Also, the cost of things in airports, that's annoying. Getting a cold, which is like almost minute of an illness, but it really just knocks you out for like a few days. It's just, why? Why is it so annoying? And it's always at a time where you need to be decent.
On your A game.
Yeah.
We've got events to speak at. We've got festivals to headline, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I
And I
cannot deal with
cannot
my face
deal
smell.
with getting ill at this moment in time. I feel like this is spiraling now. This
bit.
episode.
A little bit.
I feel like I've just used this episode just to have a full rant because I'm feeling sorry for myself.
To be fair, I've not been much better. I feel like I've really let you down with not knowing
Who Sabrina Carpenter
Sabrina
is.
Carpenter. Right, sure. Let's try and wrap up in a positive
Okay.
way. What good things have you got coming up?
This is my last chance to get everything ready for Wowfest, where tickets are still available for July the 20th and the 21st at West Horsley Place in Surrey.
So next Saturday, Sunday.
Yes. So yeah, if you want to come along, it's in a few days' time. Would love to see you there. That was the little plug bit that I had to do.
Is there a lot of prep to do for something like that?
There's a lot of kind of headspace that I need to get into because
Yeah.
I have a tendency of saying yes to these things and then kind of forgetting how much of myself I need to kind of give.
Yeah.
Which obviously I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Like I'm so excited that I get to do this kind of stuff. But I think it is because I'm not quite feeling 100% at the moment. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of like episode prep, like making sure like I'm asking the right questions. Because obviously when I'm in the studio, I'm not on a strict time kind of frame. I can kind of waffle for how long I want to really, and then I can edit to a certain point. Whereas obviously there's certain time slots and stuff like that.
True.
And it's not just my stage that I'm speaking on at the weekend. There's a few other talks that I'm talking at that I need to be kind of like on my A game for.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's almost like acting a little bit. You got to like bring the energy, haven't you? So you've got to like a rest for the next week to be
might
as
go on
energetic.
vocal rest.
Vocal rest.
Vocal
rest. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Vocal.
I don't know. I thought that was a technique I've not heard of. After it's all said and done, you'll be on another level again. Yeah.
Another high, followed by another low.
No, we'll stay high. Stay high for a bit. Stay high.
Stay high.
I'm hoping the weather gets better, and then because we've got my daughter's birthday party this weekend.
Thanks for the invite.
To be fair, yeah, sorry. To be
You
fair,
were going to try and think of an excuse then, weren't you?
I'm just thinking of who's coming, and it is basically just family.
Right, so I'm not family now.
No.
Not invited, not family.
To be honest, mate, you get mobbed.
I get mobbed.
So famous.
Come on, we're going to wrap this episode up. I feel like I know what I'm going to moan about next week now.
Where do you pick up from? Can't end
We're
it
not.
like that.
It's my show, actually. We're not. It's over. Thank you for listening.